Hey guys, Sung here with another tutorial on creating a YouTube intro. This time we're going to take a look at Sony Vegas and Photoshop and using the two of those to create our introduction. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out first with what we need. And so when we're taking a look at what we need, well, first we need Sony Vegas. Then we need Photoshop CS something or other. I'm using CS5 extended. We need a logo if we have one. And we need a motion background or a fixed background. So first we're going to start out in Photoshop. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to make it 1920 by 1080 to get full high definition. And I'm using a clear background. Now if I hit the T button on the keyboard, I'm going to engage the text. And I've already pre-selected the color, so choose whatever color you need out of the palette. Control T will use your transform tool so you can move it around, resize it. Text does a really great job with the transform tool. I'm going to select the blending options, get a little bit of a drop shadow background, create another layer here so I can have some more text. Go ahead and move that around a bit. Resize it. A little more shadow. Now I'm going to type out the actual title of this particular sermon in this case. Now if you click and drag off the ruler, you can create these guides which help line up the text quite nicely, or photographs. Control Shift and S allows you to save for, quote, the web. I'm selecting a PNG here so I can maintain the clear background so that it'll easily be able to see through to whatever is below. Now I'm going to create another 1920 by 1080 frame. This one's going to be for the second slide, really. Actually, the first slide in this case. It's going to actually have the logo on it. So it'll say Sunrise Baptist Church Presents. So I'm going to go ahead and get my logo in here. Now you can pull layers from other files. So in this case, I'm pulling the layer from the logo file into the new file that I'm creating. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and save it on the 1920 by 1080 frame. And you'll see why in a minute. I like to keep these things separated in layers at the same size. It more easily lines up when you're actually working in Vegas. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the text, the word present. And I'm going to resize it so I can see how it's going to be in relation to the logo. I'm going to go ahead and give it a drop shadow as well to maintain consistency with the text. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide the logo, and I'm going to save it again here so that when it comes over into Vegas, it's going to show up in the exact same spot as I would see it here in Photoshop. And we can see how they can line up. And that's going to do it for part 1. Join me again in part 2 as we see how to integrate these images into Sony Vegas.